Okay, go. Get your blankie. Go sit in the chair, please.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, invite, copy URL. Here we go.
Hey.
Okay. Sorry about that. That's what happens when you don't have unlimited Zoom power. Okay. Man, Catherine was on a roll too. Man, I was about to call Catherine Butter because she was on a roll, but then Zoom had to go and mess it all up.
Right, I was excited. I was like, okay, yes.
Right, like you just had a light bulb, and then Zoom was like, nope, cut that light off. Okay.
So same key. So actually, can you make sure that A is pointing to the actual node that it's pointing to? Because right now you have same key. So that A should point to the head.
This A right here?
Yeah, it should point to that first node, not the second. Yeah,
right
that
here.
there, but now you're having the same key. The same key is the key at A and what it's pointing to.
Oh, yes.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the same key. Okay. So if
Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah. So if you want to access a node, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting a key, you can get that node
just by passing in the key.
Yeah, so self.cache at key, like that's how you would access the value of something in an object, right?
Mm-hmm.
Graph notation.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. That makes perfect sense.
Look at this. I see these light bulbs going off. Catherine's out here getting her teach on. Let's go.
Right. Dropping them gems. All right.
Okay,
cool.
you're done. I'm done with the diagram, right? We're good with that now?
Yeah. All right, so I can talk from here with the diagram. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to so what this get is requesting is they want you to get the value outside of that node, right? So look at that head right there with the A as a key, and there has that key value pair. You can access that value by accessing that node, and then that key value pair at if it's an array, so at 0 would be the key, and at 1 would be the value if you're storing it like that, depending how you're storing it on the value.
Okay. And so, like, if we were to do, like, for B, it would just be the keys would be 1, and then the value would be 1 as well for that, or it would be considered 2.
So like each node. No, listen. Go back to
Wi-Fi. Get your life.
Can you share your screen so I can point to it?
Me share my screen? Oh yes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Or not share your screen, but how do I get it so it's like always on you so I can? Okay, now okay, it's fine. Yeah.
Like, wait, you want me to?
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I wanted to see the whiteboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So if you wanted to access that node at B, which would be the second node in the list, you would use that key, B, and that would access you that second node. But if you wanted to get that value on each node, stored in value is a key value pair, and think about it as like a little array. So that's however you want to store the key value pair in the value, right? So the first item at 0 would be the key, and the second item would be the actual value.
Okay. So in each key value instance, it's kind of the same, if I'm understanding correctly?
It's the same.
Okay.
So if you store key at 0, value at 1, when you're accessing the value, you're going to always access value at 1. If you wanted to access the key stored in a node, you would do value at 0. So the key is value at 0, and then the value of that node is value at 1
Got it. Got it. Yes.
for each node. For
For
every
each
node, you have key at 0, value at 1. Because you're storing the value on the node as a key, it's a key value pair. So you can either sort as like a little set or something, or you can store as a little baby array.
Baby array. That works.
Baby array.
Because then you think about the index. Yeah. So if we're going back to the code, if we want to go back to, you want to share your screen, we can go back to the get function.
Sorry, it's loading.
No, you're fine. Okay. So out below the after none, we're gonna if that condition isn't met, we're gonna go back to the side, because that's we want to do a different line of code, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to capture a node, and we can do that by with a key from that's being passed in. So how would we do that based on what we talked about? Like what would you write to get to access to a node in the cache, from the cache?
Okay, so thanks. I appreciate you, Tico, for slightly moving your head. Okay, so if you want to just take a photo of it. And
Yeah. I could do that too. Yeah, absolutely. Let me spin it this way. Okay. All right, whiteboard, say cheese. Cheese. White cheddar cheese. Okay, sending it now to the channel. And then I think you have to indent lines 25 and 26, right?
Right. I was trying to figure out why it's off like that.
Okay, CS24. There we go. And sending. Okay. Wow. That was really good direction. Catherine, thank you. I feel like I drew a real cache.
Okay, and below the if statement, we're going to start a new line of code.
Okay.
Because if we don't meet that condition, we want to do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we want to do is we want to capture that node. And so we can capture that node with the key. We're getting the key, and we have access to the cache. So think about an object.
Okay, so if I'm walking myself through the photo, what I need right now is to returns the value associated with the key, or none if the key value pair doesn't exist. So where am I at? Okay, retrieves the value associated with the given key.
So the value is stored on the node. So first you need to get the node. And
Right.
the node is, so there's the key in the cache, and then the value on the cache, and the value is the node. And that's an object. So if you have an object, how would you get to a value using the key?
I'm gonna have to use its index.
With the key. Yeah, well, in brackets, right?
Yeah,
Got you.
sorry.
No, it's good.
So
You
okay.
can do self. Remember, we're in the thingy mabobber.
That's it.
Self.cache at key, right?
Right.
And
So
now we want to store that and say that and set that equal to a node.
it would just be a node or an.
It could be anything. We're just calling it something. We're just calling it something. We're passing it via reference or whatever.
Dang, she's getting fancy out here,
Okay.
Catherine, with these words.
So now that we have it, we need to do two things, right? Because whenever we get the function, we have to return it, but we also have to move this node to the front of the list.
Right. So I need to use one of my spiffy functions.
And how would you access one of them?
So it's going to be, I'm going to have to do like node.add_to_head or whatever the specific name is for that.
Well, those methods, where are they? They're not, if you go through like if we do class, how class inheritance works,
Mm-hmm.
think about like what you got up there. You got the doubly linked list. And doubly linked list, you see on self.storage right there? You called on the top of on line 13. You've instantiated a doubly linked list in self.storage. So self.storage has access to all of the methods that you've made on your doubly linked list. Right?
Right. My internet is making learning physically irritating. Like I caught right. That's all I got out of that.
It's okay. I have it recorded, so you could even watch it later and still be able to.
Where's
Get it.
the you hit record again for the second portion?
Yeah, for the second video, yeah, this is recording right now. Your boy knows how to at least do something. Come on now.
No,
Come on.
I'm not knocking your skills. I just
I know
couldn't
how to
see
record.
it.
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's recording. It's all right. It's recording.
Okay.
So it needs to be. Oh wait.
So I'll go back. I'm going to talk again. Okay, so you have certain methods, right, on the doubly linked list that we worked about on yesterday.
Mhm.
And if you look on line 13, you've instantiated a doubly linked list in self.storage. So self.storage has access to the methods of a doubly linked list. That's essentially your doubly linked list there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So self.storage, yeah. And then what method can we do to move something to the front? Something that takes a node, because we have a node, we're going to want to pass in a node. So let's look at the doubly linked list and look at methods.
Oops.
It's okay, this is another file, because we did it twice. I have it twice. So you have it in your,
In this one.
yeah.
Let's see. Where is it at? Add to head. Okay.
Well, add to head takes in a value. What you have access to right now, so add to head, let's look at add to head real quick. Let's go down. So add to head, look what that function is doing. That's creating a new node. We don't need to create a new node. We already have a node.
Right. So I just need to insert.
Let's go down. No, keep going down because you're not, that's in the list node or whatever. Let's look at these.
That's where it is. Move to front.
And we can pass in a node and it will move it to the front.
Right. Okay, that's what happens when you're not patient. All right, move to front. Because it's self.storage.move.
And pass in that node that you just got access to. All right, and now we got to do one more thing, right? Because so they wanted us to move to the front, and they also want us to do another thing, which is to get that value. And how are we going to access the value of the value?
Just
Think about
value of the value. Okay.
So return, because we want to return something. No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to indent. You just do like return.
So we're supposed to return.
What are you returning?
So I have to get the actual value of the node is what I'm supposed to be returning.
Yeah, so node and then
so
dot.
node dot what is it?
Let's go back to let's look back at the doubly linked list file.
Mm-hmm.
let's go up and look at a list node and let's see what a list node contains. Go all the way up to the top because that's a doubly linked list. Now let's look at an individual node. So each node has value, right? It's an object and it has a value.
Right. Okay. So it needs to be node.value, and then I would put in the specific ID index number, and that's referencing the node.
The actual value. And let's say we have a key value pair and we have key is always going to be at 0, value is always going to be at 1. Yep, and that's it.
That's all she wrote.
And that's get.
Let's go.
Well,
Get it. Get buckets.
because like I understood that, but I didn't realize that there was 2 key values. So thank you for walking me through all of that. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Catherine. And thank you, Elise, for making yourself vulnerable in front of everybody, and just like you did in the basketball court in front of thousands of people. That was beneficial. And this will be recorded so other people can benefit from it. So that's super awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8:15 now.
Dinner time.
And it's time to eat and time to go and live life a little bit. By live life, I mean I got to take my other daughter a bath. So, cool. Good work. It's really good.
Cool.
Any other questions? Any other questions or anything? No.
Just thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Catherine. Elise. Thank you.
Listen, it's not like I'm like, oh, I know everything. I struggled with this all day until I got it. And now I'm able to pass on what I got. So it's not like I have something that you don't have. It's like I literally struggled my ass off all day, banged my head against the wall, and had someone like asking me questions that like let myself find the answer.
The same thing that you did for her, right?
Yeah.
And so like what you're trying to say is like Elise needs to do the same thing that she did for you to somebody else, pass it, pay it forward, right?
Oh,
That's what you're saying.
I'm down with it because like I feel like now that you've explained it to me, it seems like you got it down. So
hey. Okay. See?
If I had better internet, I would be offering my services to anyone, but
I got the recording. I'm about to drop it. It's going to be a while before it uploads, but it'll be up. And then you can just check over your work or whatever and get your understanding right. And now you got Nikki all excited now to go work on this. Look at her. She's all pumped up and everything. She's putting her hair back in a ponytail so she can get ready to ride these linked lists. All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys. Thank you. See ya.